Today, we're going to be taking a look at some stories of petty revenge from the subreddit r/pettyrevenge. And I'm going to be deciding whether these people are in the right or if they are just being really, really petty. I have a feeling I'm going to side with a lot of these people because I am the most petty man in the world. My neighbor's been parking in my driveway for months. I've asked him not up to a bunch of times and he always goes, "It's just for a sec," and shrugs it off. Well, is it for a sec? Or does he do it for days on end? Actually, parking in your driveway, that's mad. That is mad. Came home last Friday and yep, there he was again. Only thing was, I was heading out of town for the weekend, so I pulled it behind him, locked up, grabbed my stuff, and left. A couple hours later, I had a bunch of missed calls and a text like, "Dude, what the fuck?" But I didn't answer it. Hope he had a relaxing weekend to think things through. No, you're not being petty. I side with you here. That's class. I rate that. What's he doing parking in your driveway? That's like going into your house and sitting on your sofa and going, "Oh, I'm just resting my legs for a second." You can't park on someone's driveway. This person is totally in the right. She charged me $1,200 in cleaning fees, so I cleaned her reviews. What do you mean by that? I rented a small event space for a surprise party. The place looked nice online, decent price, and the host seemed polite enough until after the event. Out of nowhere, she hits me with a $1,200 deep cleaning. What did you do for them to charge $1,200? $1,200 cleaning bill? Did you, like, smear shit on the walls? What was this for? She said we left the place unusable, which was wild because we barely used the kitchen and left it cleaner than we found it. I asked for proof. She sent blurry photos of trash, not even ours. I appealed through the booking platform, denied. They're bastards. I feel as though with a lot of those sorts of platforms, it's guilty until proven innocent. Like, the host can just go, "Yeah, they, like, smashed a hole in the window," and then get a photo of just, like, a window that's had a hole smashed in it. Send it to Airbnb or whatever booking platform they've listed their property on, and they'll go, "Oh, yeah, well, just, you can charge that. You can keep that money." Bullshit. I mean, I've never encountered it before, but I've heard of it a lot of times. She was clearly running a side hustle, scam a few hundred off each booking, and hope no one fights too hard. So I did my own cleaning. I found her business on every platform I could: Yelp, Google, Facebook, event site, and left detailed, calm, 1-star reviews with photos from events showing how spotless the place was when we left. Turns out I wasn't the only one. My reviews picked up traction. Others came forward with the same scam. Within weeks, her rating dropped from 4.8 to 2.9. Last I checked, she's offering 50% off all bookings. Guess someone's trying to clear up her reputation. No, that you are. This isn't even petty revenge. This is warranted revenge. She tried to charge you $1,200 for, like, bullshit, for no reason, for bullshit. You're in the right. You're 100% in the right. Well, this isn't. You just left bad reviews of a bad experience you had. That's not petty revenge. I don't even know why that's on this subreddit. My family is making a homophobic cake decorator make hundreds of pride cakes. I mean, aren't they still just giving them the money for it, though? This one grocery store in my town offers custom cakes out of their bakery section, not a Walmart. Their only cake decorator is a nasty bitch of a woman with even nastier opinions about gay people, and she is a real piece of work, let me tell you. One of my siblings who is LGBT works in the store too, and they've been fed up with this lady for a while. Okay, right, so it's not the store. It's not like an independent cake decorating place. It's just the lady that works in the cake decorating bit of the store. Well, a couple of days ago, this sibling told my family that for their upcoming birthday, they wanted us to custom order them a pride-themed cake from the store, so this homophobic woman will have to make a cake that stands for everything she so openly hates. My family is going to do this, but we're doing so much more than that too. One of my other siblings already ordered a pride cake just so that we could all have cake just because. My mother ordered a pride cake to give to our favorite and openly gay barista at a coffee shop we like. My wife ordered a pride cake just because she loves me and knows I love cake. This sounds like a lot. This sounds like a very expensive amount of cake. You see where this is going? I have a lot of siblings. My siblings have families and friends. I have family and friends, and our family and friends have their own share of family and friends, and so on. And because we're not pieces of shit, and because in my family we all share a powerful strand of petty DNA, we all are ordering pride cakes. This homophobic cake decorator will be making hundreds of pride cakes this month. And the icing on the cake decorator's manager saw the first one my sibling ordered and loved the concept. The manager figures they could sell extra cakes this month if they advertise they can theme them for Pride Month. She's definitely right, so she told the decorator to make one for the display case. Now all the LGBT in town will see it, and this homophobic waste of space will have to make even more pride cakes. Yeah, that's not petty, that's just funny. It is really petty. Okay, right, it is petty, but I don't think you're in the wrong. I think you could do what you want with your own money. It is a total waste of money yeah, on your part. Total waste of money just to, like, mildly annoy a cake decorator. But sure, yeah, you're not being a dick there. That's fine. They suspended me for a misunderstanding, so I took the best much-needed vacation at their expense. On a Monday night, I asked my manager if I could have my morning shift covered. He said, "No worries, days. The new girl is coming in to train, and there'll be plenty of servers for the slow lunch rush. Sounds good to me. The next day, the owner, who has the patience of a caffeinated squirrel, messaged me asking why I didn't show up. I told him exactly what my manager said. He said she is not a real server yet, and the way he saw it, I missed my shift because I did not have another waiter cover for me, so he suspended me for a week. I am their best waiter, never late, always on time, and pulling in the best reviews. Some reviews on Google even have my name in them. But I just said, all right, boss, see you in a week. So I did what any overworked employee would do. I slept in, watched movies, played disc golf, and hung out with my friends and girlfriend. It was the most relaxing week I've ever had. On Friday night, the owner calls me begging for help. They were so short-handed, they were practically using the dishwashers as waiters. He wanted me to come in for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, all while I was still on suspension. I told him I had not learned my lesson yet. I could not possibly come in. When I came back the next week, everyone was really nice to me, and they still are. Yeah, no, that's not pay. That's fair enough. He suspended you for a week, so you stayed off for a week. That's more than fair enough. Driver paid tolls to pennies. I made them wait while I counted. I was working for the toll authority before they got rid of them for Easy Pass. This guy comes through with a toll of about $5. He raised his cup hands towards me, full of pennies and nickels. Once I took them, he said, here you go, enjoy counting, while laughing to himself. So I told him, enjoy waiting right there until I'm done counting, otherwise I'll call the state troopers to bring you back. He pouted the entire time while I stacked pennies and accidentally knocked them over, having to start again a couple of times. He was over by 20 cents. I gave it back to him and said, here's your change. Aren't you glad you waited? Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I always wonder, because you see things of like people going into stores and paying for shit with pennies, or paying tolls. That was quite a popular like prank back in the day, like to pay a toll or pay like a fine with pennies. And it's like, well, you know you're just going to have to sit there while they count all the money, right? I have a feeling none of these people are actually going to be dicks. I feel as though these are all just going to be like triumphant stories of good overcoming slightly less good. Husband's mistress was rude to me, so I ruined her favorite thing twice. A few years ago, I found out my now ex-husband was having multiple affairs. I contacted the women in an attempt to figure out what was going on, timelines, etc. Most of the women were lovely, and I held no contempt or anger for them. They were victims of lies and deception too, but one woman took a different approach. She was rude and abusive, accusing me of being controlling, frigid, fat. I'm only one of these things and it's not frigid, etc. Unfortunately, she was in Ireland and we were in Australia. Fucking hell, that is a long distance like affair if I've ever heard one. So no chance to confront her. I decided to just move on and deal with my real problems, but I couldn't shake the audacity. So I looked up her socials. She was hard out obsessed with Australian MasterChef. Obsessed. Being a fan myself, I knew that the show was aired and concluded in Oz before it was shown in Ireland. So I screenshot the winning dish and mentioned her in a tweet containing the details of the winner and the runner-up and the winning dish photo. Then I set an alarm in my phone and did the exact same thing 1 year later. After the second spoiler, she put her Twitter account on private. I don't know. I think that, yeah, maybe fair enough. Maybe fair enough there. Someone kept hitting their car door into my car while I was in it, so I returned the favor. I was parked in a student parking structure and was stuck on a phone call before heading out. There was an SUV that pulled in next to me, and for a few minutes, one of the girls had her door open while she was looking through the back seat. The door kept banging on my car. I look over and see that she wasn't paying attention. When all was said and done, her other friend came out from the other side of the car, and they both left. I noticed the friend pointing out that her door was hitting my car, and that's when she looked at me and saw me sitting in my car. I shook my head at her after seeing that she was chuckling at the situation. Didn't say anything because I was still on the phone. They were long gone by the time I finished my call, so I pulled my car to park on the other side of her car and proceeded to slam my car door into hers repeatedly until some dents started caving in. My car's super old, so no biggie, but just because it's old doesn't mean people should be careless dicks about it. Anyway, it went fine and I felt a lot better about the situation overall. I don't know. I feel as though you're being a dick here. Like, the first person was definitely, you know, they're in the wrong. They were in the wrong for, you know, their door banging into your car. But from the way you described it, it seems like it was just kind of like tapping the side of your car. That's kind of how I'm reading this. To go out and slam your door into someone else's car and like create dents, that's a dick. That's really dick move. And it's that thing of like, two wrongs don't make a right. And I know that is basically this whole subreddit, but a lot of them are very cleverly put together. They're fiendishly cleverly put together. This one is just like, oh yeah, her car door hit my car, so like I fucking smashed shit out of her car. No, you're a dick. Performer didn't realize I was the manager. Some years ago, my partner and I managed a bar and we had live acts every Friday night. We had inherited a few bookings from the previous managers, but we honored the bookings. One night we had a comedian who before us had performed regularly at the bar. Anyway, at the time I dressed like a student and had long dyed hair. The regulars knew I was the manager and had no problems with my appearance. The comedian starts his act and spots me collecting glasses and proceeds to complain about students, how lazy they are. Look at this one, can't get a proper job. What's with the hair, etc. No laughter. So he carries on laying into me. I smile and continue working. After the set, I walk over to give him his cash and he's already got more dates to book with us. The joy, as I said, no thanks. I'm the manager. I will never book you again. And watching his face fall was beautiful. Yeah, you're a dick. I don't know. I feel as though like everything said in a comedy show is a joke and shouldn't be taken seriously. Like he's not making a statement. He's making a joke. You're being a dick there. Like, you're well within your right not to book him again, but I think, I don't know. I think to book him because of this, then I just think that's a bit of a dick move. It's a comedy. It's comedy at the end of the day. He ghosted me when I needed info, so I ghosted him when he needed a job. Some time ago, I reached out to someone working at a company I was interested in just to ask about the work culture. He'd leave me on scene or respond with one-word vague answers like yes or okay, clearly not interested in helping. Fast forward a few months, I saw he was on a job hunt, so I messaged him again with a casual hi. Predictably, he ignored it. A day later, I followed up with, I see you're leaving X company, I might have an opening. Boom, instant reply, full of enthusiasm. Suddenly, he's writing long messages, answering my previous questions, and being oh so helpful. So I did the only logical thing. I blocked him immediately. This was the most petty thing I did in my whole life, and it felt great. Yeah, that's a dick move. That's a dick move. That is a dick move. I'm sorry, but like people don't owe you like a conversation. Like if this person doesn't want to talk to you about like the culture at a company you're thinking of applying for, like it's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. Like some like people don't owe you a conversation. But I think if you go, oh hi, I see you're having trouble in your life. I see you're struggling for money and you're leaving this company. I might have a job opening if you're interested. And then you get their hopes up. Of course they're going to reply to that. Of course they are. Yeah, no, you're a dick. Let your teenager kick me for a 9-hour flight. Get stuck on the plane extra long. Yesterday I was flying to America from the UK and a mother and her apparent 18-year-old daughter were sitting next to me. She looked younger, but the mother gave her alcohol during the flight that she had ordered. So who knows? The whole flight, the daughter had her shoes off and kept elbowing and kicking me with her stinky sock feet while talking loudly. At one point, I was asleep and the daughter kicked me awake and slapped me with her jacket. Right before landing, the two of them were physically fighting. Play or not, I got hit a few times and told them to be civilized. Now for my petness. As soon as the fasten seatbelt sign came off, they got up and obviously were trying to force their way off the plane early. We were in 37G/J, very back of the plane. I threw down my table and kept watching my program, trapping them and told them patience is a virtue, will be last off anyway. They were not pleased. When the rows in front were clearing out, I waited till the last second to close up. And as I got my bag out of the overhead, I put it on my seat, blocking them again, and accidentally hit the daughter with my jacket on the way out of the overhead, keeping her back. There was a very large family behind us that made their way behind me in the aisle, blocking them in again. I didn't see them at baggage until 5 minutes after I made it. Didn't affect them a lot, but sure made me feel good. It's the little things. Yeah, that's fast. That is fair enough. And that's where we're going to leave it for this video. Like and subscribe if you're petty.